welcome
to the weekly poll.
Placement seems a bit weird.
Well, this is what we got.
We're working with a shoestring budget here, folks.
It is what it is.
Shut up, Joel, and welcome to the weekly poll.
That's fine. He hasn't done it.
This is the weekly. Shut up, Joel.
I was making a point. Damn it.
This is the weekly show right here on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/eligiblemonster, in which we sit around and chat about pop culture and all kinds of stuff and the news that came out. We are currently dealing with a bit of a drought as the San Diego Comic Con. No one has really put anything else out. I guess a big thing we can talk about is the DC Universe streaming app. All that stuff got put out, and now all of our embargoes are gone, so we can talk about that.
Oh, are they down now,
talk
finally?
about it, but Mr. Canada over here can't.
Who are you? Oh, yeah, you're Joel. Anyway,
I am.
Yeah, this is the show that goes live here on our Twitch channel every other week. This week it is me, Benny the Comicstorian. I am joined by Tiffany and Sal from Comic Pop, and that is Joel from Caped Joel. We know Rob this week. If you're following his Instagram or his Twitter, he is currently on a crazy expensive vacation. Did you not see what he did?
No, I didn't actually.
No, I
Okay. This is hilarious. This is funny. And he pulled the video down, so I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but
You're going to say it anyway.
Well, here we go.
Well, first off, guys, there isn't that much news today, so this is going to be a news roundup episode. We're going to go through things like Henry Cavill. We'll talk about the DC streaming service. We're going to talk about just a lot of generalized news, stuff that's funny that's going on. But anyway, so Rob,
yes.
He put up on his Instagram. Rob decided to try $200 whiskey apparently. $200 shot. Now I'm a connoisseur of the whiskeys. You know, I enjoy my whiskeys. That's what I do.
Gotta swirl it, gotta sniff it.
You swirl it, you sniff it. Rob had the bartender film him, and he took a shot, and he goes, "That was really good whiskey," and then he chugged it.
Oh,
and the bartender's like, "You just chugged a $200 shot of whiskey."
That's a bar foul. You gotta sip and savor.
You gotta sip. You gotta savor.
Yeah, I mean, like, at first I was like, oh, it's just a cruise, yeah, but when you said it was crazy expensive, I'm like, it becomes expensive when you start to sample, rare whiskeys and, hard to find. I'm sure he's going to eat, like, a unicorn's, like, or something.
Okay, so before we go into any discussions about things that we just want to make fun of and mock and have our usual fun time over here on this the YouTube the Twitch channel, let's go over the news. Let's do the news first. How's that sound?
All right, news it is.
So the first things first. Henry Cavill is going to be Geralt, at least that's what it looks like, in the Netflix series for The Witcher.
Yeah, unexpected casting.
Where is my headset?
I'm like, I don't know about that.
Why? Have you not seen him with a beard? He looks great with a beard.
Yeah.
Does he? Is he hot?
Yeah.
I find Geralt very attractive. I'm not going to lie.
I find Henry Cavill very attractive.
I don't know about that. We'll see. I'll have to see the beard. I find Geralt to be super hot. So I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see.
No, I think it is. I think he's definitely attractive, and I think if you give him, if you grow a beard, sure, but like Geralt has like gray hair and beard.
Yep. He's a mutant.
And I think that
it's
him
called
having long
hair
hair
dye.
and a gray beard, I think it's gonna work.
All right.
I could see that. Let me see. I'm going to see if I can find.
I guess they couldn't have gotten Viggo Mortensen. That'd be too on the nose, huh?
Henry Cavill Geralt. I'm going to see if somebody already doctored that up. Geralt.
I was going to say, is this a tomato situation here? We're getting
No, there's a T at the end.
Haha. I got it. Someone. Start recording? 1 second.
Okay.
No, not you, Dan. I got to hit record on this thing. Recording. You're good. They're recording blind. Natalie's going to play Dark Souls with a blindfold on while Dan is telling her what to do.
Sounds extreme.
Oh.
I'm curious how this is going to turn out.
Yeah.
Anyway, so here is our image. Okay. Someone already doctored that up. I'm going to put it out for you guys to read too. Here you go.
Of course, if I open it, I will ruin the stream, so I'm not going to do that.
You'll just have to take our word for it.
But I'll throw it up on the screen here. I think I can Google just as well as Benny can. Hang on.
I will... Oh, no, you first.
I don't know.
You don't think that looks like Geralt?
It does, I guess. It is. It's not the best Photoshop job, everybody. Let's be honest.
Okay, it's a Photoshop job. What do you
They were paid $0 to do this.
I've been paid plenty of $0 to do things that are stupider than that.
I will say I never thought there would come a time where I would be like, man, I'm happy for this dude to finally get beyond Superman.
I was like, for me, I was kind of worried about Superman as a result. I'm like, does this mean that like DC was like, knock yourself out, be anybody, I don't care, whatever.
I think it is done. Wasn't there news that they're developing a Supergirl film now and that Man of Steel 2 is officially canceled?
No, Man of Steel 2 is still on the docket, I thought.
Yeah, I heard it was still being worked on. It's more like they're also going to do, because they're like, oh, no one cares what we do or how we do it. We can just do anything. So here's Supergirl and Superman and Man of Steel and Batman and Joker and the Thomas Wayne thing. And, knock yourself out. Do whatever you want. I don't care. Like, I think
we haven't heard.
Sal, you're kind of quiet compared to everyone else, just a heads up. And thank you so much, Dat Silly Killy, for 26 months in a row.
Yeah, thank you very much.
No splooge, because Rob isn't here. You'll just have to take tiny golf claps in gratitude.
On the walls.
And
It's just not the same.
See,
Not the same. I will give you that. It's not the same when Rob splooges for you.
here's my Geralt.
Okay, well, I can't see that, so.
That's okay. I sent it to them.
All right.
I'll put it in the chat too.
But that's not Henry Cavill.
I know it's not, but look at him. Look at him.
Just a picture of Geralt.
It is,
No.
with the shirt off.
No,
From the game.
It's a cosplayer
It's a whole lot of fella.
who
I don't know.
he painted himself.
Well, Sal, I feel that what we've learned today is you need to start letting your hair go white, grow a nice beard out, and
And lose 100 pounds.
lose 100 pounds, get all clawed up from griffins.
Yeah.
Fight some monsters on the weekend. That might help.
Yes,
We do have cats. I can get clawed up by those.
that's
Pretty
pretty manly.
I
Some
don't know if it's
amnesia
gonna be the
might
same,
help.
but okay.
So Cavill's playing Geralt. I guess that's cool. I mean, like, I'm down.
How do we think the show will go
Obviously.
over?
How do we think what?
How do we think the show will go over? Because obviously we, as nerds, we're plugged in. We know what it's about. We played the games, maybe even read the books or the comics. How do you think an average audience will accept this?
I think they're going to be totally down because they love Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah,
Because Game of Thrones paved the way for fantasy to become more mainstream pop culture. It's fine for people to watch this.
Especially dark fantasy, and that's what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
that's true. I mean, Game of Thrones it's kind of like in the manner how Big Bang Theory kind of paved the way for normal people to be more involved into a comic book pop culture kind of a thing. And Game of Thrones definitely paved the way for things like, did you know there's a game called Dungeons & Dragons? It's been around for like 60 years, and you get to pretend to be one of these characters.
There's
and then like your
5
normies are like,
editions.
yeah, and your normies are like, wait, what? Oh, so those for geeks. Yeah, not anymore, man. You can cut. You want to slaughter a kingdom?
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Like, there actually is fun to be had here that is, like, transferable across the board.
Yeah. And thank you so much for that. 2 months in a row, the Dean's List won.
The Dean's List. That's a great name.
That's another goal. Let's talk about that. Big Bang Theory's ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forgivably.
After like a decade.
I mean, it was, oh, I got a notification. I can't look at it, but,
It's Rob telling us that he's sunburned.
It's a picture of Rob being sunburned, which is hilarious because, like, I just posted that picture of, like, shirtless Geralt in the chat. And Rob's like, and me.
Rob's like, what else is sweet and shirtless is me. Check me out.
Sunburned.
Notice you were sharing pictures of dudes, but why don't you look at this dude right here?
Yeah, I mean, like, we all knew that was coming. When, like, every time they announce, like, okay, this new season of this very popular sitcom, every actor's making $1 million an episode. You know that someone is going to go, okay, well, I think we've all made enough money. Time for me to screw everything up for everybody.
Yeah.
It's like, it's Sheldon. Sheldon's like, well, I think we've run out of, I think we're all good with money, right? Right? Miami Alec, you're good. Right? You don't want any more money, do you? And she's like, I would love more money. And he's like, no, I think I'm going to leave the show.
I wonder, I mean, I kind of feel like he could leave and the show could continue.
Well, they decided that there was no way it could. Like, I think that speaks volumes to those people. Like, that's NBC, right? Because they're the people who made.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, there's no way that anyone on the planet would want to watch a Young Sheldon show. So let's greenlight a Young Sheldon show, and let's order it to series. Like, we won't even do like a pilot program. We're just gonna like
of course
show,
not.
Boom, series.
Isn't it doing well though, Young Sheldon?
Yeah, of course it is because everyone's stupid. But like Sheldon leaving the show is like, okay, well then there's no reason to do the show anymore. No one's gonna watch a show with the main guy who's clearly not the main guy. I don't remember his name. Johnny Galecki.
Yeah,
that one.
I know that.
It's like it's about him, but it's not. It really is just about Sheldon at this point.
It's always been about exactly. Which I mean, like, good, because at least Sheldon has a reason to be an asshole. But like that Galecki character is just like the most like self-hating, obnoxious. He's the worst kind of nerd because he's a nerd who's like really resentful of being a nerd, and he like wants desperately to be popular. It's just he is so obnoxious in every respect. He's just he just every chance he gets, he'll like trade anything. He is this is an old school reference, but like he is the Wonder Years character. Who's that friend from the Wonder Years?
Oh yeah,
I can't remember his name.
I can't either. I have to use the bathroom really badly. I'll be right back. I'm currently fighting off some kind of weird con crud that is not coming out from a fun angle.
Oh.
Yikes.
These are things we never needed to know. I just want to put that out there.
That's the sound of YouTube pulling the monetization for this episode.
No, they don't care.
No.
Has to poop. Like,
but just don't put it in your title, though.
No, that's true. Yeah.
Don't tag it.
This episode. Crap. Well, I don't know what his name is, but he sucks, and that is who he is. And
again, I'm amazed the show lasted as long as it did, but then again, I'm always amazed what TV shows last as long as they do, so I'm a bad barometer for it.
How many seasons does Friends have? Like 7?
More than you'd think.
Yeah, quite a bit.
I mean, heck, that show went on even after 9/11 and everything, and the Friends New York was untouched. That's how long that show went on.
Yeah. I mean, Big Bang continuing, or ending is like, yeah, it makes sense. I'm not even like, because I know so many people would derive such joy from that show, I'm not even going to be like, yay, it's over. I wasn't watching it. Like, I removed myself from the equation. I was like, okay, well, I don't like this show, so I'm not going to watch it. And so people saying like, oh, it's over now. I'm like, right on, okay. Well, I'm sorry for those people who really loved the show. There were clearly millions upon millions of you. Because the show
like my aunt.
Right, well, I mean, like, it's so profitable, it was so popular, and it was so prolific that, of course, it was, like, of course it was beloved. And so, like, whatever, okay, well, enjoy your show. I'm sorry your show's over, but you'll be able to watch it forever and ever because it'll be in syndication until the end of time.
Yes, it certainly was. I know I definitely went through phases of it where, even though I didn't watch the show, like, its effect was undeniable, where it's like, oh, you work with comic books online. You must love the Big Bang Theory, don't you? No, I do not.
Tiffany certainly gets that a lot from the regular people crowd who are like, oh yeah, you're a nerd. You must love BBT.
And how does it make you feel?
No, they all think it's great. So they're just like, everyone's always just like, oh, did you see this? And I was like, I don't watch that. It's not for me.
This is a show that's made for you.
I'm like, it's made for you.
Yeah, it's made for you. It's a regular people show that just had that. The laugh track is triggered because it's not an audience. When the characters make a reference to a nerdy thing,
yes,
and there's another person who's not getting it, who's reacting to it, like
yes.
Nerdy reference, cue laugh track. It's not like no one is going, like, okay. It's not like there's a moment where Sheldon is on his computer and he is like having a real problem running this program. And then Galecki, still no one has helped me remember this person's name, but the main character says like, Sheldon, what's going on? What's wrong with your computer?
Leonard. It's Leonard.
Thank you, Leonard. Jesus. And but Leonard says, Sheldon, what's going on? And then Sheldon says, it tasks me and I shall have it. And then the laugh track is played.
He's British now?
An actual reference. That's an actual joke. As opposed to like him saying, this is like that moment in Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, in which Khan says, it tasks me. And then everyone goes, lol, because Sheldon made a reference that no one gets, and that's what's funny about it. Like, that is the show, and that's why it's not for me.
It is. I agree. Big Bang Theory has a larger habit of making fun of the fans than it does making humor that we relate to.
Because that's a Chuck Lorre thing in general.
Regardless of it mocking us, the fans, or it being a part of the community, it still opened up the doors so that so many people could be like, hey, I kind of get what they're doing. This seems like a fun hobby. I kind of see what's going on with this.
Yeah.
As opposed to the way it was before Big Bang Theory, where it was like, you like comics? Aren't those for like kids?
Right.
Well,
they still do that because the main characters in the show are such man children.
Yeah.
Who like have zero social skills. But I do like the idea of normalizing geek culture.
Yeah.
So
we're the
still
cool
waiting.
ones now.
We're still waiting for that 3-dimensional show about people who are geeks. But what would that show look like? If we were to write that show, what would it be?
Like Community.
That's true. Oh, Community was so
great.
good.
Yeah, I miss Community.
Before Dan Harmon left, it was really good.
No, because he came back and the show was really terrible.
That's also true. And now,
Yahoo.
and now we worry for Rick and Morty season 3, where it's like, okay, this is the most popular you've ever been on a show that's been on longer than any of your other shows.
IT Crowd, our Twitch chat is saying IT Crowd. I love that
IT
show.
Crowd was great.
Yeah.
I don't watch it. I
Because
don't watch TV really. So
as a sidebar, I now have a new comb. I've decided I'm going full hipster, apparently. My beard comb is made out of sandalwood. I don't know what that is, but it smells amazing.
it means it's made out of real wooden sandals from Holland.
I have no idea.
You gotta get the vanilla and the lavender up in there.
Yeah.
But it's how I keep the beard looking good. I don't want to look like Joel. So
No, I will fully admit it's scraggly. I haven't shaved in a couple
Joel, I think Tiffany could grow a better beard than you.
Ooh, is that a challenge?
No.
No.
Tiffany's like, no. No.
Unless that includes me being able to use glue and fun fur.
Then it's not going to work.
Could you picture that? That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
You just do this like mountain man Tiffany beard.
Yep. I'd go full Gandalf.
Beard Fight 2018, the week before.
So anyway, okay, next big piece of news that has come out recently, since we are still kind of doing this kind of thing. Dave Bautista is really pushing that he's probably going to leave.
Yeah, that makes sense. He was very vocal about his opinions about the situation. He had laid it on Front Street. He's already built his brand out of the Guardians franchise. Him being in 3 won't hurt him being in it or not being in it will not help or hurt the Dave Bautista brand. He's already sold. Like, people are already like, oh, Dave Bautista can act. I'm going to hire him to play the big guy. He's already and by the way, he has the chops. If you ever saw Blade Runner 2040, whatever, he is really, really good in it, and he's only in it for a few minutes, but like,
he's a real actor.
He's an actor now. His brand.
He's like The Rock.
Yeah, his legacy is secure. I honestly I like Bautista more than The Rock at this point, because The Rock is like, I'm a cartoon character who will be in any movie regardless of quality. True. And Dave Bautista's like, I am an actor now, and as it turns out, I only really want to cherry pick projects that I'm really passionate about. And I'm like, hey, wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, he's discerning.
Yeah,
I'll agree with you on that one. I like The Rock. I do like The Rock a lot, but at the same time, he is in everything.
He's in
And
everything.
The Rock only plays The Rock and stuff. It's been a long time since he's played an actual character.
Yeah, well, like they're like, oh, he's in Jungle Cruise, and I'm just thinking, like, why are you in Jungle Cruise? Like,
just money, and like relevancy. Just being like, I don't want there to be a year that passes by without a film that The Rock is in, or 2 films that The Rock is in,
or 5.
Right? Like, it's just. I mean, like, is The Rock charismatic and fun? Absolutely. Do I like seeing him in things? Not enough for me to watch San Andreas.
Yeah.
I watch all of his movies, including Rampage, but that's besides the point.
Yeah,
I enjoyed Rampage. Rampage was pretty fun.
I didn't bother, because I'm like, I don't care. Like, all right.
I can tell you why I didn't see Rampage, because Danielle is a huge fan of the original game, and wasn't too happy with their changes.
I mean, whatever.
Like everything?
The
Rampage is a huge fan of the original Nintendo game.
Yeah, the old arcade, NES, whatever you want to say. Yeah.
All right. I heard Skyscraper wasn't good. I was going to check it out because it looked like Die Hard 2018.
Thank you. It looks like a Die Hard remake that they're like, how do we change this just enough and put The Rock in it?
Yeah, exactly.
That's weak.
But yeah, no, with the Dave Bautista thing, honestly, I don't think they should make Guardians 3. If they're going to fire James Gunn, I feel like it should end here.
It's supposedly on indefinite hold, so they might not make it for many years.
Oh, for the record, apparently there was more than one tweet. I noticed that. Everyone's like, oh, guys, did you not look up all the shit that James Gunn said 10 years ago?
I think we all said, actually, tweets and...
yes,
I think one of us may have spoke and said, like, one tweet, but I think we all, at some point or another in that conversation, said there were other tweets. They're all in jest. Like no one was trying. Like also, if you're hanging all of your like argument on, you said there was one tweet, but actually there were many tweets.
Yeah.
Well, the fact of the matter is if it was all a joke, 10 years ago the world's climate was different. It was all a joke. Okay, whether it be one tweet or 100 tweets, if it was 10 years ago, then in my opinion he's had time to change himself, to give himself, like, to prove that this was all a joke and not serious.
It's
I will say though, regardless of what we said in that episode, we did state we did not look up very much about this whole thing outside of what the original argument is, because my argument still holds regardless of if it was a year of him being stupid. You should be given time to prove yourself not to be that way.
He was on his best behavior since then. And also, the biggest thing, it was a politically motivated smear campaign is the only reason you know about it in the first place, because a very small group of people took it upon themselves.
Even if regardless of what he said or how he said it or when it was brought up, the reality is it's not like he made a secret video where he and a couple of co-conspirators all said horrible things about like a particular group of people and then deleted the video and now we're all finding out about it. This was him complaining. This is him making really, really inappropriate, stupid, ill-timed, inappropriate jokes in a public forum repeatedly over time. So if ever there was a time for him to suffer or be like hurt by those tweets, it was when they were happening at any point. There's no discovery here. There's no like, I found these cherry picked these moments, these instances from his like private text messages or from his secret videos or from his like quiet like Facebook chats, like no.
Or his DMs or something like that.
Right.
No,
this is literally him being like, I'm making these really shitty jokes. I dare anyone to call me on them. And then no one did for 10 years. Like, that's weird.
I stand by my original statements when it comes to the James Gunn thing. If, regardless of it being a 365 tweets over the course of a year, if it was 10 years ago, he's proved himself to be like, oh, that was all a joke. I'm not actually this weird pedophile guy. I'm like a normal person. He's had 10 years to prove it. Now, if it happened last year, which I know we said in the original, that's a completely different story.
That's the big difference, that people either aren't grasping or refusing to grasp because they're arguing in bad faith. And there's a lot of bad faith arguing around this issue.
Also, apparently
what I'm getting tired of is we apparently now get to cherry pick who gets a second chance.
Right.
Yeah.
Because like the argument is coming back again because of Louis C.K. Yeah. And he's come back after only 6 months or 8 months or whatever it is. Right.
Less than
and it's like, like now you have half the people being like, well, he paid his dues, he's back, and another half the people being like, well, no, that's not enough to pay his dues, he should be gone forever. And it's like,
how do you
what
measure
point
that?
Do we pay our dues? Yeah, like how do you measure the punishment?
Yeah, like did he pay his dues? Like did he do anything besides just leave?
Just
like,
go away.
You know what I mean? Like when Max Landis inevitably comes back from God, I don't even know really what he did wrong. I know about accusations, but there's been no evidence whatsoever about it. And I'm not like gonna weigh in about Max Landis and whether he's a creep or not. I'm just gonna say like, there was an accusation and he disappeared. When he comes back and he's already on Instagram, like, will he have paid for it by disappearing? Like, no. If you're a celebrity and you screw up or you say something horrible, if you basically remove your celebrity for a period of time, that is the equivalent of like paying money to charity or actually changing as a human being or making something.
I went to celebrity jail.
Yeah, like what is that? I don't understand. And the reality is the reason why we don't is because there's no forum and there's no like there's no
standard. There's no this is the punishment line.
Right.
Is 10 years from James Gunn's series of tweets, single tweet, whatever it is 10 years not enough?
Right.
Is 8 months not enough? I think, in all honesty, though, we're three white males. Tiffany, what do you think is the appropriate time? I'm just saying, like,
please add some depth to this conversation. Please.
Yeah, I feel like you may have something to say about this type of a thing, because both of these are very sexist, very inappropriate, very immature situations. What do you feel is the appropriate time for someone who's done something that wrong in that manner?
For me, it has
pressure.
As absolutely
no pressure that it's all on you.
Right. No. At the end of the day, it's not about time for me. It's about actions and attitude taken after the fact. Like, because like something had happened 10 years ago, but the person doesn't learn from it. And that's like, oh, it was 10 years ago. Yeah, but they didn't change. Like people make mistakes all the time. And if we are unforgiving as a people, it becomes difficult, and it becomes to the point where it's like, what's the point of learning from said mistake? He did do it in a public forum. I think, you got a brand like Disney who's out there being like, hey, so we are very family friendly, or at least that's what we attempt to do. And certainly we've had our troubles in the past. It's a hard call for them because they need to worry about that family friendly brand. And I think at the end of the day, this is easier for them.
Yeah.
Regardless of questioning like the moral and philosophical ideals of what this is going to potentially affect for us in the future and like how things will be treated going forward. Disney is such a very specific brand that this is not the milestone or like the touchstone that we should be using going forward.
That's an interesting point. That basically, the fact that this is Disney means we shouldn't be looking to it as an example because it's so specialized. Like, what about the Louis C.K. situation then?
Okay, yeah, let's remove the Disney thing because Disney, I think, no matter what, doesn't believe in second chances. Look at how they've treated their. No, I'm not. No, I don't mean that in a bad way. Like look at how they treat the Mickey Mouse Club kids. Look at how they treat all their child.
Yeah,
stars.
I mean, it's exactly that. They're so brand focused. That's all they really think about.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so let's look at more things like the Louis C.K. thing or even the Chris Hardwick thing. Because there was that whole thing where the investigation went through and they claimed that they didn't find any evidence and everyone's like, well, he still hasn't suffered enough. How long is in your opinion, or is it got to be case by case? It has to be depending how.
Let me just say one thing really quick and then I want Tiffany to take over because I don't want to talk over you or mansplain in any way. But I also want to say in the Chris Hardwick case, and in all these cases, there are no charges. There's no law breaking. There's no standardization or actual statute involved. So it's all about how we as a society are responding and reacting to things. So it's with Chris Hardwick, his ex-girlfriend wrote an article, which was really more like a blog post that a news article or news outlet or a news outlet posted in which she vaguely made accusations about a certain type of person that if you, the reader, draw connections to can lead to it being this person. And then he lost a bunch of his jobs and a lot of the brands that he used to be affiliated with also suffered. Is that that in and of itself is kind of weird and confusing and scary, not because I'm a justice for Chris Hardwick or anything. I'm just saying so if anyone, anywhere, at any time makes an accusation in a public forum and doesn't actually say it's you specifically, but allows all the breadcrumbs to lead to you, is then we can all talk about what we as a society should be doing, and it's you know what I mean? It just seems really scary and confusing to me.
What terrifies me about the Chris Hardwick thing, I mean, and for the record, I don't know enough to know if he did it or didn't do it. All I know is that AMC said that they investigated it and he's clear. So I'm okay.
I'm thrilled to hear that AMC, a media company, can file their own investigation and then absolve people of moral crimes.
Hey, let us not forget too, on top of that when he came back, a bunch of female writers for a bunch of his shows quit in protest over him coming back. Right. So,
but by the way, and maybe they did that because they know that he's shit, and maybe they did it because they don't know and they just want to cover their ass, or maybe they don't know because they're in solidarity. But everything is reaction. Nothing is investigation. Is true investigation. None of it is proof. And I'm not saying everyone needs to be proven. It's a very complicated issue that comic book critics and YouTubers should not be weighing in on and have the end all be all conversation about.
No, I agree with you.
It's true.
What I'm saying is I'm tired of is an accusation leads to all this. I'm tired of the accusation is damning in itself. That's what I'm getting tired of.
Yeah, but at the same time, sometimes the accusation is the only allowance that a victim has, the only ammunition they have, and so as a result, maybe they should be allowed to do that because that's the only ability they have to fight back or to actually gain freedom from their situation. And so I'm simply saying out loud this is a very complicated problem, and
oh no, it is. Yeah,
it is.
It is. I think. Okay. So I don't know how, maybe it's always been like this, I don't know, but it seems very much because we as a society have become very it's either this or it's that, right? And I think a lot of the problem is like, listen, people just here in my perfect world, everybody would be totally honest, and we wouldn't have to worry about if someone said something if it wasn't true. But that's not going to happen, right? Like people are going to like say things about someone else that may or may not be true just because they want to hurt them, and that sucks. Yeah. But at the end of the day, if someone makes an accusation, look, you got the right to make an accusation. I could be like, Joel one time like stepped on my toe when we were at New York Comic Con, and you're like, I never did that. I'd be like, yeah, but you did. Or like Sal could be like,
I don't remember it.
Be like, Benny took my French fries. You know what I mean? It's like that didn't happen.
And I believe
that,
you
right?
I think I did do that.
But see how damning that is? Now you're
see it in his soul.
But here's the thing. You have the right to make that accusation. Let's say it is true. Let's say Benny absolutely took Sal's French fries, right? Here, what happens is a lot of the times we, like, you know, out in like this whole Twitterverse and all this stuff, you hear that thrown out into the ether, right? And then we go, okay, cool. I learned everything. I'm done. And I don't follow up anymore. I don't find out, was that true? Was that not true? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, no, I got my snippet. That's all I need to know ever again. I don't care about that person anymore. Done.
True. Yeah, how many?
A great example is how we all treated James Gunn's thing. We all heard it was one tweet. We're like, okay, it's one tweet. It's 10 years ago.
Right.
You know? And everyone was like, well, no, you don't look into it all. From what I understand, it's all still 10 years ago, so whatever.
Yeah.
But we didn't drag up all the tweets, all the stuff. We didn't go verify it all. We just looked at what it said briefly. Okay, I got it.
Well,
and I'm not saying like,
I heard where it was coming from, and I'm like, well, I don't need to listen to any more of this.
Right.
It's not necessarily our jobs as like people who take in this information. I'm not talking about as like YouTubers or Twitch streamers or anything. I mean just as people. But it is our job like to not to ignore other facts that come out, or to like not just be like, I formulated my entire analysis of this whole thing based on this, and anything else that comes after that makes me not like that doesn't agree with what I have in my head, I'm just going to ignore. It's just like, for me, that's a huge problem, is that like we're just either that, or it's the other way where it's just like someone just keeps beating a dead horse even though something's been like proven. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's like the Titanic sank. No, it didn't. Yeah, but it did.
Right.
They're like, no, it didn't, and let me explain why. But you know what I mean? Like if it was something.
Everyone knows it was beamed up by aliens, the Titanic.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, these all sound like good points for my conspiracy podcast.
I was gonna say.
Or like, you know, like they're like the flat earth thing, right? Whatever. You're like, you know what I mean? Like it's like in the face of all things, like, yeah, you don't do it. But like for something where it's like you actually need to follow up and investigate more, especially if you're going to have such an extreme opinion about it, you know, make sure you got it all in there. Good, bad, either way, like whether or not accusations are true or not, like just get it all the information. There's nothing bad about knowing things.
Yeah.
But hey, Bautista, though.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Dave Bautista's going to leave, you know. Okay.
If he does, mad respect to him for being loyal.
I don't think he should leave. I think the whole movie should never happen. I think it should go in development hell. It wasn't left on any giant cliffhanger.
No.
Like Adam Warlock, cool. He had a plan for him.
Easily put that somewhere else.
You can put that somewhere else or just ignore it. There's not exactly a clamoring Adam Warlock fan base.
There is one, but they're not going to sell enough tickets. Like, putting Adam Warlock on the poster isn't going to make anyone go to see Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Who the fuck cares about Adam Warlock?
That's like the people that care.
That's like the people that are like, oh, I miss Captain Marvel. What are you, 40? Like,
yes, I am, damn it.
But they cast him. There is a Captain Marvel, and that Captain Marvel.
Yeah, but it's Jude Law, and that's cool. But it's in the movie with Captain Marvel, so whatever. I'm happy with it.
Yeah, exactly.
There's also the option too, and in fact, this might even be a thing. Obviously, Donny Cates is taking over the main Guardians of the Galaxy book very soon, and it's seeking to imply that he is actually going to try and move away from the cast of characters from the movie and go back to more like Abnett era stuff. If Bautista leaves, maybe if the other actors feel that, you know, they want to keep solidarity, they could easily have Guardians 3 be, okay, Guardians 3, the new batch.
They could just do the Ravagers.
Right. They could just do the Ravagers.
Which is a movie that, who wouldn't want to see that? That sounds awesome.
Stallone? Oh, come on.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm going to Galaxy.
And isn't Miley Cyrus like the robot head?
Gamora!
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Like, what was it? Gunn wrote all their dialogue in Avengers Infinity War, I heard. So,
yeah.
like, that doesn't help. because it means that like no one has proven they can handle the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise. Because like their use in Infinity War is like, oh, you could just put them anywhere. Like you could do, you could give it to the Russos, or you could give it to Waititi or whatever. Like you can make Guardians 3 work without Gunn, but so far we've never seen them without him, even when it comes to them appearing in other people's movies. So like, I say it like he's gone. It sucks. That's too bad. I like that team. I like those characters. You know, if they want to keep making Guardians of the Galaxy movies and they want to keep making money, fine. You know, I'm not one to say that they shouldn't do it, but it's too bad that Gunn can't.
It really is that it went the direction that it has gone.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, we got Disney to back down. No, because Disney is stubborn more than anything.
Yeah.
Yes.
They make a decision, they stick to it. I mean, if you want evidence of that beforehand, look at what happened with PewDiePie. They bought an entire company to gain access to one guy. He got slandered for Nazi stuff, and they were like, we fired him. They didn't even look in. It was completely put out there that the whole thing is fabricated and everything. Disney's like, yeah, but we fired him.
Yep.
So that's the end of that.
The mouse does not fall on the sword. You fall on the sword for the mouse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, when that happened and the whole James Gunn thing went down and everyone was like, he's going to get rehired. I'm like, no, he's not. Like, you think that if they wouldn't hire the guy that brings in millions of dollars a month, they're going to rehire James Gunn, whose paycheck is $1 million? No.
Yeah, the scuttlebutt was that Phage there, Kevin, apparently really went to bat for him and everything, but they weren't having any of it.
Yeah, well, and regardless of what the Twitch chat says about PewDiePie sucking or not, they bought a whole company to gain access to him, Markiplier, and Jack. That's all they wanted. And they fired one outright.
They cut off one of their arms. Like, just... Yeah. That's nuts.
Like that was, if I remember correctly, a multi-million-dollar deal.
Yeah.
To get access to the company that had his contract. That's all that was. It wasn't even like they were buying PewDiePie.
No.
They just wanted the company that had his contract.
Yeah. It's nuts.
So we've cut off our nose to spite our face before, and we will continue to do it.
It just proves that they like to do knee-jerk reactions.
Right.
I'm not saying at the end of the day that they wouldn't have fired James Gunn. I'm not saying that they would have said, you know what, we're Disney. You did it 10 years ago. It's over. Bye. You know, I'm not saying they wouldn't have done that, and they probably would have. But the fact that they did it without any investigation, without looking into anything, without backing anything up,
it's really
kind of says to me, yeah, and that's what they do. They do the knee-jerk reaction of, oh, everyone's freaking out. Well, fire him. He's fired. It's fired. You happy now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We fired him.
It's like, are you going to look into this any more than not at all? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, Bautista leaving, that sucks. I hope that doesn't happen.
Same.
But I also hope, like, you know, who knows? I don't know. I hate it. So, you know, I hate the whole situation.
It's really sad to talk about. It's like it just feels bad, and the story keeps evolving and changing.
Yeah.
I was big of a fan of Guardians that I am. Like, I'm sad that it's gone in the direction it has. Like, I wanted more Guardians.
Right. Yeah. That's exactly
I was like, you made me care about a group I never thought I'd give a shit about.
Yep.
I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't like. Classic Guardians are okay in Annihilation, but I was never sitting here going, man, I cannot wait to read the Guardians book. I was
like, household names.
They were cool in Annihilation. Let's move on. Like.
No, you're right. So,
okay. So that is the biggest of the news, which I actually was worried we wouldn't fill the whole day with, but we did.
Yeah.
We did it.
We did it. So let's talk about the DC streaming service.
All right.
What do you mean?
Think?
You don't want to?
No, I'm down. I love that. Yeah.
I was kind of excited about it. I'm not gonna lie. When they put it out, I was like, "What is wrong with you?"
We were pretty harsh.
Why the hell are you doing this? This is dumb as shit.
Yeah.
But what they're doing for it, what we got to see, okay. What we got to see, I'm really happy about. Remastering classic shows you can't get anywhere else at this point. Access to a lot of shows that I have to go buy in big bulk orders elsewhere. I will say that I noticed the comic book selection was a bit short, but I don't think that's a selling point to begin with.
I also don't think it's done.
That I agree with. I don't think it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was a sampling of books that we saw because it was like a little bit here, a little bit there.
It was like weird issues too. It was like some old ones, a couple new ones, but not like a full run of anything.
Yeah, that was the only problem I had with the app at all. Really, was that like if it's like okay, you've got the new Teen Titans, it should be all of them. Like it should be like Marvel Unlimited, where it's like I get all of it.
And maybe that's where it'll go. But that was legit my only major complaint about it. I mean, overall, I liked it. I liked the selection. A lot of my concerns, they answered in that initial live stream with Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, we're going to bring out new shows every month. I'm like, okay, cool. Because that was my concern. Like, am I going to pay for this for a month or two, watch everything, and be like, and unsub?
Exactly.
You know, I legit do that to Hulu. Like, I'll watch Hulu during this TV season and get rid of it during the summer.
Yeah.
Because Hulu has jack shit during the summer.
Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, because someone asked if like, the comic reader was like Comixology. Yeah, they do the guided view, but they don't call it guided view because I don't think they can. I don't think they can. I think that might be trademarked, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. But they definitely were like, oh, yeah, this is something.
Yeah, it's navigating you through the book.
it's guiding you through a view of the comic.
Yes, it's an eye guider. Just get over it.
You know, speaking.
No, so AAA, AA batteries. I don't know about the other guys, but I was asked my opinions on things if there's anything they could change. So like, I'm not even giving you guys like, oh, I've got to be all chipper about the whole thing. Everything they showed in the app, I was happy with. Yeah. Like I said, my complaint was the comic book selection, but that I could take or leave it. I don't think it's the selling point, sadly. I don't think that's what they're aiming for. They want you to go there for the shows. Yeah. Hence the shows like Titan, Harley Quinn, Doom Patrol, that kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Possible also, Swamp Thing.
Yeah, I think
happening, yeah.
I think that probably also their comic book selection is probably aimed at people they're getting in through the shows who don't normally read books. Yeah. Like so they're like, here's kind of a gentle selection, if you will.
Yeah, they don't want to like hit you with like 1,000 issues of a run because then it's like, okay, let me you know what? I love Titans. Let me check out the new Teen Titans. 600 issues. No, I'm not reading all that. Like, no, you read the first issue and like every comic, you know, like it'll hook you, and then you'll want more, and then eventually they'll roll out with more. But you know what I mean? Like, I think that's the way to do it. I dig it. Like, I like the interface. I like how I can watch shows. I wish Marvel had anything close to this.
Well, they might with the Disney service, because then you'll get to watch all your Marvel shows, and you'll get to watch your Disney princesses.
Yeah, that's the word.
The Disney service will be all saccharine and bullshit, and the DC version will actually have like real books that I normally read. Like anything, like any of Bendis' books in the Marvel and like Disney service won't be there. Like anything related, like the Netflix shows won't be there. You know, like
can we talk about theory on that one?
Yeah,
on Bendis.
Oh, yeah.
Why they're getting rid of everything Bendis created?
Oh, yeah. Well, because they're pissed at him, because he left.
I thought it was all good.
Yeah, it's not all good.
It sure doesn't seem all good. Seems like they're actively going out of their way to retcon everything you've written over the last decade.
Yeah. Telling you, maybe it's like all the creators are just like, oh, we're free.
Yeah, we can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
We don't have so many plans for symbiotes, and I want to get rid of these damn young X-Men.
It's funny. I was literally reading the first New Avengers annual today. It's still better than most of the things I've read in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Like, it's like Bendis' run on Avengers in the beginning was so damn good. And so, like, I was engaged. I liked all the characters. I cared about, like, how their struggle, and I was really excited about the status quo. There's so much I don't like right now from what they're doing that's, like... And by the way, from Bendis included, like, Bendis must have, like, just completely lost either interest, enthusiasm, or just tapped out on what he was able to do. But his New Avengers run, I'm like, man, this is the Avengers I want to read about, not Vision. Like, I like Tom King's Vision, but I don't care about...
Oh, what, Jason Aaron, you're saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I am loving the new Avengers run.
Really?
Oh, my God, it's so good.
Rough.
I'm also not going to lie. Between that and the Secret Life of Alex Mack, Captain Marvel, whatever that...
Yeah.
Secret Life of Alex Mack.
That book should have been really good, and it didn't turn out great.
I love it. I'm loving the Captain Marvel book, and I'm loving the Avengers book. Both of those are making me give a shit about a character that Bendis was like, fuck this character.
Yeah.
Fuck Captain Marvel. Make her make stupid decisions during Civil War time.
Captain Marvel.
Oh God,
It was character assassination that we're still dealing with.
Like, no one knew what to do with Captain Marvel. Like nobody wrote her like that well, which has been
It's not Kelly Sue DeConnick.
She did an okay job. Like, but the book is not tremendous. Like Captain Marvel has never been really, really great.
No, she has it, and that's my biggest complaint. I like the foundation and the concept behind the character, but it always felt like no one knew what to do with her.
That's really the thing. Like, even during like Brian Reed's Ms. Marvel run, like.
Oh yeah. She's never been treated right because she was always pretty much a background Avenger, and then you go into a direction where you're like, well, now we want her to be important because she's going to be our Wonder Woman, and it's like. But like Wonder Woman kind of earned that over like 60 years of shitty stuff to get to like the good stuff.
Yeah.
She was up and down. She had TV shows. She's in the Trinity. You're trying to force feed us your Wonder Woman, which I'm not against because you kind of need that role, and Black Widow just never filled it properly. But at the same time, you don't have anyone handling it right.
I feel like Marvel nailed the ability to like make more female readers excited about their publishing line because there were more exciting female characters in their lineup.
Mm.
It's just that they were all X-Men.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we're on like 1,000 tangents right now, but I am so tired of every X-Men source that I read. The X-Men are against people that hate them and want to suppress them. It's like, guys, like, why are we just doing 90s again?
Just read Mr. and Mrs. X. You'll be happy.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you,
true.
Tiffany.
So I've heard.
You only kill 2 or 3 mutants. You're fine.
Yeah, and Deadpool's in it.
And Deadpool's in it.
Well,
I
now
like
you sold me.
Astonishing X-Men.
I love me Deadpool.
And he's great.
Yeah.
Like, he's really fun and like funny.
He's really fun because don't forget, he and Rogue used to,
And that's Duggan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So Duggan gets to write Deadpool like he didn't stop. Wonderful.
No.
Mr. and Mrs. X isn't by Duggan.
Isn't it?
Kelly Thompson?
Yeah, Kelly Thompson.
Oh, okay.
Nailed it. She's great.
Everyone's like, Benny, that's the X-Men. I know, and that's why I'm not a fan of them. I like select X-Men. I like Wolverine. I like Rogue. Those are my X-Men that I enjoy. And Deadpool, technically, I guess, but
Yeah. Well, the Mr. and Mrs. X is just literally like she uses a lot of like the traits of the animated show.
Yeah.
Oh.
So like,
I'll have to download it. I need some stuff to read on the way to San Francisco because I'm leaving too early, and so no books are out.
Oh yeah.
Like to download right away.
There's just 2 issues of it right now, so you can check that out. But yeah, it's good. So was Rogue and Gambit, just their
That
book.
miniseries.
I started that. I liked that at the beginning.
Yeah.
I didn't finish it. I just liked it at the beginning when I was.
Oh yeah.
Well, it goes
It's
right
pretty
from
good.
there to Mr. and Mrs. X.
With a stopover in X-Men Gold number 30.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Was it gold? Was it blue? I can't remember.
I think it was
The
Gold
marriage one, right? Dan
Yeah.
told me what happened with the wedding.
Yeah. Just spoilers.
I
They
like-
got married.
I like Astonishing X-Men because it's about a lot of the lower tier X-Men who are trying to win back their self-worth like Havoc.
Nah.
That's literally the whole story. Havoc being like, I used to be cool, but I'm not cool anymore, and no one knows what I'm even. If I'm a good guy, if I'm a bad guy, I need to let people know who I am again. Let me pick a team of people who
still
also have
inverted?
the same problem. He's not anymore. He got uninverted, but people don't know that, and that's a running joke through. It's like, wait, I thought you were a bad guy.
Yeah.
Okay,
exactly.
I just want to comment on this whole inversion thing. Why did it happen but not happen to like so many characters in the universe, and the universe just forgot it?
That's the problem when you have zero oversight. Is that like things stay and other things don't, and none of the writers know what's happening, and there's no editors to like rein it in.
Sabretooth was another one. Are you only good now because you were inverted, or are you good now because you're choosing to be good now?
Yeah. Carnage was one. Didn't Carnage end up going back to being evil, but it made no sense? And thank you so much, Mr. Peanut Butter.
Splooge. Yeah.
Blue.
Yeah,
Well, he
Carnage,
sacrificed himself into a bunch of pieces.
Tony Stark.
Mm.
He was inverted until they ended the world, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which in theory would have ended all the inversions.
Yes. Yeah.
I would hope so.
Actually, they should all when Reed rebuilt the universe, all of that should have been fixed.
Yeah.
Unless
But there's
Reed's a
still
really
some inversion.
shoddy workman.
Yeah, Reed's like, oh, Sabretooth's good? I'll just put it back.
Yeah, keep it as is.
Weird.
Yeah, Carnage fought Nova. Yeah, I don't know. That was fun. I remember that fight, but it made
I
no
liked
sense.
I like that.
Same
whole
reason why
mini-series.
Captain America became a Nazi. Some guy in the writing room said, why not?
Well, You know,
Hey,
that's
he
usually
wasn't
the
a
best
Nazi.
ideas.
He was Hydra, and they are not directly related to Nazis.
Yes, there is no correlation between Hydra and Nazis.
No.
I dare you
None
to
at
find it.
all.
Like,
By the end, it technically wasn't even him by the end.
Yeah.
Even though it was clearly supposed to be.
It was clearly supposed to be. I wonder what the original ending of Secret Empire was supposed to be. Do you think he was supposed to end up in jail and never going to deal with it?
yeah.
Absolutely. Falcon was going to pick up the hammer, proving he's worthy, defeating evil Steve, who would have regained his memory, but he's like, no, I need to go to jail and pay for what I did, and maybe one day I can come out again in 4 to 8 years, give or take.
Yeah, in the next event.
Yeah, in 4 to 8 years I can come out again, you know, when I learn to behave.
I mean, unless Nick Spencer was lying from the get-go, that was not the intended ending of it's a different version,
Yeah.
you know?
The trick is just
I don't
find
think
him
he
at a con
was.
and ask.
Hey, he's going to be at Keystone. Let's ask him.
There you go.
Hello, Mr. Spencer. Would
I
you
plan
like
on
to
it.
explain to me what
You
went
should.
wrong?
Just Nick, how did it end?
Yeah.
What was the original plan that obviously is
What was
not
the
happening now?
ending?
Yeah. Tell me what the Spider-Man spoilers.
Anything else we want to discuss or go over?
We're going to be at Keystone Comic Con on September 15th. And actually 14th, 15th, 16th. Come out and see us. It's going to be awesome.
We're debating a meet and greet party where drinks. I'm not guaranteeing this yet. We're looking at the options. We're pricing it out right now, but there may be like a meet and greet party kind of a situation with like appetizers supplied.
Yeah.
Maybe.
At the very least, you will get to see us.
We'll be there.
There's a Comicstorian and Comic Pop panel. There's a Comic Pop panel itself. There's a number of other things going on. We're all going to be all over that show. So come to Philly, meet us. It's going to be awesome.
And you guys did fund Joel. He's actually going out now.
Yep.
You can specifically. There was quite a few of you who did help Joel, but there's one person individual, Thani, one of our regular viewers, definitely made sure that Joel was funded to go.
Yes, I'm aware of Thani. Thani is an OG. He is super awesome. Super special awesome, you could say.
So, if we do it, Flashpool, there will be. But don't you not live near there?
Does Flashpool live near Philly?
We need wristbands.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's good. I like
our own wristbands. Wow.
So I'll arrange everything, and then Tiffany can take over like on-site stuff.
Yeah.
Now, what kind of food are we thinking here? Are we going to get the little cocktail wieners and the sauce that looks like ketchup, tastes like ketchup, but brother, it ain't ketchup?
Yeah.
Dude, no, we're getting like little slider burgers and like steak sandwiches and stuff. What is wrong with you?
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah, we can shoot higher than that.
Oh, yeah.
Here's something really random. Did you realize that the Gravity Falls Blu-ray collection came out?
No.
Because I just found it's out.
You buying it?
I need it now. Buy it.
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah. Oh.
Did you get it?
Need it in your life.
Are you okay there, Tiffany?
I love that show.
I know, when you were over here, it was on TV, and she's like, you need to watch that show. It's the most incredible show ever. And I'm like, well, what episode is this? She's like, well, it's in the middle of season 2, so don't watch this one.
Because it'll spoil stuff.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't.
How do you feel about Hirsch getting a Netflix to make new content?
It's never going to be as good.
Aw, that's unfortunate.
It'll be good. It'll never be as good as that. It'll be something totally different. I hope that's what he does. Just do something totally different.
Yeah.
Just do something totally different.
But not like Disenchanted, which is one of the worst things I've seen in a long time.
It's not that bad.
I only watched 3 episodes.
It was
The
like
issue
a
I have with
Zoidberg
Disenchanted-
episode of Futurama.
The problem I have with Disenchanted is it's a lot of the same jokes from Futurama
You must have had the weird version that actually had jokes in it.
Wow, that's not harsh at all.
Yeah, that was like this show was like as funny as Sports Night. Like it was just awful.
Okay, so we got 15 minutes left. Well, let's do an AMA. We'll answer any and all questions on here.
All right, here we go.
Let's do that to wrap this up because I saw one. Thoughts of Spider-Man for PS4. Played it at PAX. Fucking incredible.
Yeah.
We're doing. I'm going to use this as a little plug moment right here. But we're doing a web weekend on all of the eligible Monster channels.
Oh.
So we're going to do a giveaway on our most active people on Comicstorian chat on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're going to go through, find the most active people in chat. You're going to win a copy. We're going to send you a message. Over on Eligible Monster Gaming channel, we're going to find one person who's most active at the end of the weekend. So Sunday. We're also going to find the most active person on our Discord over the course of that weekend. They're going to win something. And at the end of the weekend, we're also going to pick one of our Patreons to win a copy. All of these people are going to win $60 PSN cards to buy themselves copies of the game or something else.
That's awesome.
And here's the kicker for all you guys watching right here. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're going to go live about 12 p.m. Eastern over here, and we're going to stream for 8 to 10 hours. The goal is to beat the game, platinum it, play everything. We're going to have bit goals. We're going to have sub goals. When those are achieved, we're going to do giveaways. I've got tons of Marvel Legends Spider-Man figures here. I got tons of comic books and tons of PSN cards. So like every hour-ish, we're going to be giving away stuff here on the Twitch channel the entire weekend. Web weekend promotions.
Sunday, web weekend.
No. Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, my bad. Take 2.
Tiffany, did you read The Lost Legends?
For Gravity Falls?
I assume so.
No, I have not.
That's the comic, right?
Yeah.
The one that Disney published through, the comic book publishing company they own, Disney Books.
DMFC, thank you so much for that Twitch Prime sub.
I can get a Target right now.
Yeah.
Joel, are you doing anything?
I'm doing a show right now.
Other stores.
Should I be doing something else? Sometimes I'm doing stuff that I shouldn't be doing. Is this one of those things?
Elijah the Wise loves Gravity Falls.
Yay.
Yay! That's right. Someone challenged me to Globnar a minute ago.
Why does Sal still have that many copies of Wizard?
What's that?
Why do you have that many copies of Wizard?
Because I used to read Wizard.
Okay.
Do you have the entire set right now, or are you still missing a couple key ones?
I'm missing hundreds of issues. It's this is these are just a sampling of Wizards. It's not all Wizard, by the way. I have a couple of Hero Illustrated as well. No, Wizard's great. It was the only source of other people who read comics in my life. So it's this was the thing I used to understand what was happening, to talk to people who actually interact in terms of the comic or the magazine was speaking my language, making inside jokes, and I learned a lot from these magazines, and they also help inspire us to decide what we're going to do in terms of our channel content creation sometimes. So it's really helpful.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
How do we feel? I saw Tevye ask everyone what's our opinions on the Sony Cinematic Universe. Until it, as usual, Tevye, until it happens, I don't care.
Yeah.
I think it's adorable. Look at you with your own little universe. You're like a big kid, Sony. Oh.
Yeah, I think it's DOA. I don't think it's going to happen.
Smoke Eater, thank you so much for subscribing 7 months in a row.
Woo!
How do we feel about the Doomsday Clock issues being delayed or changed by monthly? I don't like it. I feel it's going to cause a lot of issues come December.
Yep, it's completely screwed up what DC's plan is. It's actually hurt DC in a big way. When
the momentum.
There should have been the victory lap for DC. It's actually wound up becoming a sprained ankle.
Yeah, it's hobbling on its victory lap.
Yeah.
And the stuff they're doing to fill time and all these big character shifts and everything, hey, Teen Titans is going to get really dark and gritty, and maybe we'll do the same for Nightwing too while we wait.
Yeah, no thanks.
Do you wish that the MCU Spidey did more than just throw around movie references? No, I'm okay with where he's at right now.
Yeah. I'm good. I mean, I would like him to be more Spider-Man, and I'm sure I'll get that in the sequel. If I don't, I'll be worried. But otherwise, Holland is the best on-screen Spider-Man and Peter Parker I've ever seen. And so they'll get to it.
Wait, Rob is in Instagram story up right now, according to Krillian. Rob is now stating taking applications for girlfriends.
Because that's how it works, right?
I hope he's joking.
Joel, you
but
should
I don't
apply.
know if he is.
Yeah, I think I should. It would be a real come up for me in the world, I think.
Yeah.
What server do we play on Final Fantasy XIV? We are on Cactar. I haven't been on too much lately, Elijah, but we do play. We've been playing since it launched. We have our bouts, go through it heavily, and then we kind of take a little breathers right now. Right now, I'm playing Warframe, ESO, and I just started up Destiny again.
Really?
Okay, so my complaint with Destiny was not the game itself. I've always felt the gameplay was very solid and very fun. My complaint with Destiny was the lack of endgame. And then with Destiny 2, their marketing practices were goddamn not consumer friendly. Those are my complaints. So if Forsaken, they fixed a lot of the consumer shit. So if Forsaken can give me something to do endgame, I'll play it.
I mean, you don't like being nickeled and dimed for dyes for your armor, so you can have a whole set
that kind of bullshit. So, plus, if you're doing things on Twitch and you're trying to build a Warframe audience, a lot of them play Destiny as well.
Yeah.
So as long as you don't hate the game, which I don't hate it because the guns feel so solid. They feel so good.
Bungie's good at that. I just got Destiny 2 for the first time this week because it fell into my price range of free $99.
Free, yeah. The PlayStation Plus making it free right now.
Just in time for the big expensive DLC. And I'm like, I see you, Bungie. I see what you're doing. What shocked me is I deleted my Destiny 1 file like years ago. So I was shocked to see the whole cloud save thing that when I turned it on, my Destiny 1 character was looking at me. And I'm like, I thought I killed you. You're alive? Well, I guess I have to play as you then.
I don't play those.
What were you responding to, Tiffany, that you can't talk?
What? Oh, someone asked me what I thought about this artist, so I wrote a quick little mini review about their art.
You could have just said that.
Well, no, they asked me. They didn't ask it there. They asked me about my opinion on Felipe Andrade's art.
Oh.
Well, the Red Gamer wants to know your opinions on the new Runaways.
Well, he caught our last off the rack. You know that I only read one issue and then forgot that it existed. But I hear it's amazing, and they did everything I wanted. They brought back the original team and made me feel like it was like a Vaughn book again. So shame on me. Yeah. Shame on me. Shame on me.
Can you believe we were this close to all playing Warframe until I ruined it by being a console guy?
Yeah, we had no topic, so the idea was, why don't we all play Warframe? Me, Tiffany, and Joel. And he's like, oh, I hope you guys are on PS4 with me.
We're like, no.
No.
No, we're not.
Oh, the Snyder Cut. Okay. How do you feel about the Snyder Cut? Because that was also all over the DC chat. Release the Snyder Cut. Release the Snyder Cut.
Good luck finding it.
Again, I don't believe in conspiracies.
I am a firm believer that it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I legit don't. I think that there are some scenes that he did, some light coloring editing, but I don't think that there is a completed Zack Snyder movie sitting on some executive's desk that all these people seem to. They assume it's all created and it's just sitting there waiting for a release. I don't think that that's the thing.
It's functionally impossible.
Yeah, I don't think that there's enough footage to make a Zack Snyder cut. Now, I'm not the movie guy. I'm not going to say definitively. Comicstorian said it doesn't exist. It may come out eventually. Maybe it does exist, but I don't think it does.
Yeah, no. If they wanted to make more money, they would have released it already. So
yeah.
And I think they would have, because did you see the box office take on Justice League? I think they would have done anything to try and make a little more.
Exactly.
You know what they'll do instead? They'll just get all the footage they have, and they'll invite Scott Snyder to come in, and he can just cut the movie however he wants. And they'll be like, here's
your Snyder cut.
It's a Snyder cut.
I like it. I like it a lot. And you can call it a Snyder cut, not the Snyder cut.
Because the thing is with the Zack Snyder thing, if it had been completed to the point where Zack Snyder was done with it, I feel like that version would have come out. We wouldn't have gotten a Joss Whedon version.
No. Yeah, they weren't so worried about the reaction that they were like, we have to. No, sorry. Mm-mm.
Big no.
Well, I do find that argument funny too, because the amount of people, and it's funny because it's pretty much a conspiracy theory. I have seen threads where people are like, here's evidence, and here's Zack Snyder sitting here, and look what's on his desk right now, and it says,
Zack Snyder did not help.
No, he really didn't.
Because he's really raw about it and is happy to make people believe in that and
yeah.
So. Of course, he didn't do it on Twitter. He did it on whatever other social media thing that he shows.
That one he was paid to use.
Yeah, that one.
What was he paid to use? I don't even know about that.
There was there's some crappy fake Vine or type video
it's
service.
Twitter, but it's not Twitter, and only he uses it.
Yeah, and they were paying him to use it and endorse it, so he was hyping up things that he wouldn't talk about on free social media. So you had to pay to use his version of it. It's just very suspicious and stupid.
Yeah, I tell you what, your Snyder Cut, it's right there in the big warehouse from the end of Indiana Jones. It's right there next to the Hitler Diaries and the Emancipation Retraction and all of these other conspiracy
Dude, I would love it if it was legit 100% done and just sitting in a warehouse like that.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Yeah.
Top men are handling it. Top men.
Yeah.
All right, is Sal looking forward to Patrick Stewart coming back to Star Trek?
Hell yeah. He's my favorite character from Star Trek. So of
Did you see that picture of them together having dinner?
No. Where?
It was a month it was after they came out with everything. There was a picture that was tweeted out by I think what's her name? Troy. And it was all of them except for Frakes. He couldn't make it, and they were having a little reunion dinner.
Oh.
Mm.
It was like Gates McFadden and
I'm looking this up.
LeVar Burton and yeah.
I'm looking at it right now.
Right?
It's loading.
Sorry. I got excited.
Oh, I see the reunion photo that went out in some website.
That's exciting.
Wow,
Yep.
a lot of them got old.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they look like they did
how the
in
passage
Yesterday's
of time
Enterprise,
works.
or the not Yesterday's Enterprise. All good things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Patrick Stewart still looks the exact same. Just
Yeah, he really has not changed very much. But, like, apparently Gates McFadden came out saying something like, we haven't heard much about it, but I assume Patrick's going to tell us some more about it and whether or not it's just for him or it's for all of us. They don't know.
I'm down.
I was
with
like-
all
I
of
would
them.
believe you, Flashpool, that people age, but look at Patrick Stewart. Look at Keanu Reeves.
They're Highlanders. That's why. It's the secret Highlander conspiracy.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Just look at Keanu Reeves. Oh, wow. Here's a photo. All 5 Star Trek captains sitting side by side. The captain's reunion. William Shatner, Patrick Stewart, Avery Brooks. Wow. He doesn't look anything like he did back then now.
No.
Avery Brooks?
Yeah, well, Commander Sisko, I saw him. I'm like, that doesn't look like Sisko. Was there a different captain? No, that's Sisko. That's on Pinterest. Fuck you. I ain't signing up.
What's the same? Obviously Michael Dorn had like 10 pounds of makeup on, but he also looks way different
Oh,
to
he looks
me.
fantastic though.
Yeah, he really aged well.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. Keanu Reeves deserves to live long after how shitty his life has been.
Yeah.
Sad Keanu memes.
Love that meme.
We did talk about the Henry Cavill Witcher series thing. We don't know if it's real or not, but we did talk about it.
Yeah.
And my infatuation with Geralt came out, so
Yeah, so I'm looking for the last question right now, guys. But don't forget, in about 40 minutes, come back. Natalie and I will be live with Fallout 4. I believe that won the vote.
Nice.
So we'll be live with Fallout 4 for 2 to 3 hours tonight. We continue the Ballad of the Idiot, as I put it.
Gotta crawl out through that Fallout.
Yep. Yeah, I call myself an idiot, too, when I'm being an idiot.
But yeah.
Let's see your last one.
Yeah.
Warframe is not cross-platform, sadly. Neither is Destiny. Okay, here's a good final one. What is your favorite Spider-Man run, Sal?
I guess J. Michael Straczynski's run. In terms of runs, in terms of in sequence, I guess that one. I do it's hard to tell because they all kind of blend seamlessly into each other. Jerry Conway did have a good run. There's some great Roger Stern stuff. It's there's more good than bad. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
All
Not
right.
Howard Mackey's.
No. How do you
All right,
feel
guys,
about the...
What? Go
I
ahead.
was going to say, how do you feel about DeFalco?
I can take it or leave it.
There you go. That's all I
All
wanted
right,
to
guys.
know.
We are going to wrap up today's episode with that, though. I hope you enjoyed today's weekly poll. It's a little bit off the cuff, a little bit more just answering some questions directly. Overall, guys, this is a show we do every other week right here. We talk about pop culture and stuff like that. We do typically avoid politics because none of us care. So that's the end of that.
I care. I just take it to Twitter. Like a normal person. I just take
That's what, yeah, like a normal person, I take all my political grievances to Twitter.
Yep. Just ranting all day, every day.
That's why I've got you unfollowed.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm not even gonna lie. If someone goes crazy about political shit on my Twitter, I normally just unfollow them without even checking who it is. I don't give a fuck. Bye. But anyway, guys, don't forget you can find Sal and Tiffany over at Comic Pop. You can find them on Twitter at @TheRealZoobs. And Sal says what? Joel's over at Caped Joel, and his Twitter handle is Caped Joel, and I am Benny, Comicstorian. You can find me on Twitter at Comicstorian. My YouTube channel is Comicstorian. My gaming channel is Eligible Monster. Or just join us right here on Twitch as we do multiple podcasts, Sunday, Monday, Thursday, all of our podcasts, and Tuesday, Thursday nights we do Game and Chill. Tonight is Fallout 4. I will be back in 30 to 45 minutes. I hope to see you guys here, and we will see you. If not, I'll see you next time here at the Weekly Poll. Alan Scott.
Oh right, I'm running the stream. I was just watching the show. Good night, everybody.